Super Cool Radio!
Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas with the Super Cool Radio. My guest at this time are an awesome thrash metal band from Fraser, Michigan, and the winner of the Super Cool Battle of the Bands. Please welcome Cyadine.
What's up?
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome.
And joining me at this time, the screen next to me, we have Benny on drums, Eddie on guitar, Shane on bass, and Noah on lead guitar. And then right under is the lead vocalist, Aaron Gilbert. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Let's get this interview off with a fun question. At least I think it is. I'm going to put you guys on the spot. If you had to pick one album everyone should listen to in their lifetime, which one would you pick?
Yes, Eddie, we'll go down.
Damn, there's so many.
I'm coming out swinging with this interview.
I'm picking mine as Cowboys from Hell, just before anyone else says it. And I can't think of anything.
Everybody else can say it, but it's still
One album. There's like so many. It's like obviously I'm thinking like Pantera because that's obviously like the go-to, but there's like I'm gonna say Cowboys and power metal because power metal is obviously like glam and that's like before they got big and stuff like that. But it's just there's so much like stuff that people didn't hear from that album since it didn't get big and they didn't really advertise it at all. So once it started getting out and like I don't know, just like me being younger and looking back on that stuff, like We Will Be Heard. Like when I was writing that riff for that song, I kind of started I based that riff off of the album. Yes, I talk a lot in interviews.
Hey, you feel free to talk as much as you want. I'm here all day.
You go.
Okay. I'm just gonna. This is an odd pick, but an album called "Climbing the Walls" by Wrath Child America.
Right on.
Aaron, you go. I'm still like brain.
I'm definitely on a Gojira kick right now, so I'm just gonna say From Mars to Sirius. It's definitely like inaccessible for a lot of people because it's like progressive death metal, but I don't know. Usually, when I wrote every single one of the songs for Cyadine, that's just what came to my mind for my inspiration. So that's probably it for me right now.
It doesn't have to be like of all time. Just like do your favorite right now, I guess.
The soundtrack from UHF.
Yes.
Was not expecting that.
It's probably one of the more weird answers you've gotten.
I've gotten definitely a few weird answers. That's probably up there. All right. Well, now focusing on you guys, I am chatting with Cyadine out of Fraser, Michigan. How did you guys get started as musicians?
You start, baby. Okay. Like, are you saying as the band or just like in general, individually?
You personally, yeah.
So, me and Benny, when we were to bring it back, yes, just you. Well, we're twins. So, in middle school, I was in middle school band, and me and Benny started out playing trumpet because you couldn't like do anything other than like just anything. There's no percussion. So then halfway through, we switched to percussion, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then my mom bought us a drum set, and then I started playing the drum set. I'm like, I'm gonna be a drummer. And then I'm gonna be a drummer too. And then in 7th grade, he was starting to get way better at drums, and I was like, I'm gonna play guitar. So one of my dad's high school buddies, he was in a band back in the day called Cyadine Drive, and I was like, you need to teach me how to play guitar because he's getting good at drums and like I fucking suck. So I started playing guitar, and then like just after that, it just kept progressing through the years, and like here I am.
Nice.
Beanie. Yeah, I mean, we've always been around music. Our parents are musical, so we always had hand drums around. So I never took it seriously until freshman year of high school, and I had this drum teacher his name was George Dunn, and anybody tell you that he is basically the Whiplash instructor from that movie. Kick my ass into shape real quick because I mean we just graduated high school, so if that tells you anything, he kicked my ass. But
Were you rushing or dragging?
fucking up.
Start counting.
It's funny you mentioned that movie. Like my friend gave me that movie to borrow. I haven't watched it yet, but he's like,
Oh,
"Dude,
so
you're gonna
good.
love this movie."
It's
So
so
I
good.
gotta watch it this
Yeah,
weekend.
that's a
Yeah.
really good movie.
Okay. Is it me now? Yeah. All right. So, it's just some of my earliest memories are driving around looking for the house I first moved into and listening to like 101 The Riff. So that's like metal was always in my ears and rock and stuff. So, but again, as early as I remember, I was either like playing with toy drums or toy guitars, and then around like 7 or 8, I got like a couple like kids like actual guitars with strings and stuff, and basically just fell in love with it from that moment on. And since I was like 8 or 9, I've known exactly what I wanted to do. So it just kind of it's progressed since then. And then, that was almost 10 years ago. And just joining this band, joining the other company that I was in. Did I think
All right.
the answer? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I used to want to be a drummer, but then
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
that shit was kind of expensive. And then my aunt had this really cool V bass with like skull tone knobs and like razor blade inlays. I'm like, that thing's pretty badass. So I picked it up, and the first song that I played without like any knowledge was "Feel Good Inc." by Gorillaz.
Hell yeah.
And then I found out who Primus was through my cousin, and I took a massive leap. Second song I ever learned was "When I Was Big Brown Beaver," and then I just pretty much self-taught myself from that moment on. Practice like every day.
Is that the bass that's in your basement right now?
Yeah.
That thing's awesome.
Shane used to in high school. I remember, like, he used to wake up before school and practice bass for like an hour or two, and then he'd come home from school and just play bass all the way until he went to bed.
It's like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Wow, that's real dedication to,
Yeah.
to your instrument and like your career and all that. So really awesome.
Um,
Yeah, Aaron?
for me, when I was a little kid, my grandpa played like piano, trumpet, saxophone. He was playing he played tenor sax, and he would play along with Boots Randolph records in the living room. So pretty much everyone would hear him because there's no volume knob on a fucking saxophone. So I ended up playing alto in high school and fucking hated it. And I would just fabricate my parents' signature on my practice sheets and all that good stuff. And then eventually my buddy Jeff showed me a bass guitar and showed me like a little riff on a bass guitar. And then I went home and realized I had an acoustic guitar in my basement. And from that point on, I just kind of kept learning shittily how to play songs, like just by touching the fretboard. I never took lessons or anything. Both of my parents were just like, you didn't like saxophone, so why do we put time into the guitar? So I just figured it out like as time went on, and that was about it for me.
How'd you start singing?
Yeah.
I was playing video games one time, and somebody killed me, and I just screamed really loud, and then I went, oh no, I'm in another band, and originally when we first got together, we were auditioning people. And we were trying to get them to sing "Show Me How to Live" by Audioslave. And then eventually I just got tired of bringing people in and having them shit the bed and having them, blow their vocal cords out and not going to say any names, just, piss poor effort. And I kind of just went, I'm not going to write songs about personal shit and write songs that I actually give a damn about and have somebody who can't sing a tune come in and fucking do it for me. So I just figured I'll just bite the bullet and do it myself. And so that was about 2 years ago now. So that's how long I've been doing that.
It's always good when you start a story with, I forged my parents' signature.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was on a practice sheet for practicing saxophone. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I wasn't signing checks or anything.
Yet.
With all that practice, though, I very well could have.
That came much later.
Yeah. Don't ask me where I got these brand new guitars and new Ferrari and whatnot.
No, it's really good. If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. I mean,
Exactly.
Like, that's kind of my motto for stuff. So
Yep. Sometimes you got to sign the check too.
as long as your parents say it's cool. Like, yeah, of course they signed up on this. Right on. All right, so Cyadine, how'd you guys come together as a band, and how'd you come up with the names?
Funny story.
Well, they laid on me.
So, obviously, because me and Benny were doing the middle school stuff, and I started playing guitar, and he was playing drums, and then we went to Centerline from preschool to 8th grade, and then moved on to Fraser because we were just we're gonna move to a different school district, and we never really together talked about let's make a band. We're gonna search for people. It was just kind of an unsaid thing. Yeah, just kind of we know we want to be in a band, and we've always wanted to, but we just never really sat down at home while we're in our rooms we gotta find people. So we came to Fraser, and you were playing bass for 4 months at the time?
6.
So Shane just started playing bass, and we moved into this new school, and we're in band class, and we hear a shit ton of Primus. It sounded just like Primus, and we're where's that coming from? Who's playing that? And we, Shane's playing the bass, and then we kind of talked to him first couple of times.
All we said was, "You want to be in a band?" He said, "Sure," and that was it.
We didn't even know. We were just "You want to be in a band?" He's like, "Yeah," and it just became a band, and then we're trying to think of different names for the name thing. And
I still remember the first name.
What?
It was Domination.
Oh yeah. You were trying to think. Forgot about that. So then we just kind of hung out and did diddled around what do you know how to play and stuff like that. And then for the name, Benny was really the main one who was trying to figure out the name, and we kind of narrowed it down to how Anthrax, that's a poison, and they're just
Poison.
Okay, yeah, right, and the band Poison. So we're what other, just out of curiosity. So we're looking through all these, and then Cyanide, that's a poison. That sounds cool. And then every name
We looked up, and it was some fat dudes, and we were like, "Oh no."
yeah, because we were looking for copyrighted stuff, and if it was copyrighted, we're damn it, can't use that one. I don't know why. I was having a dyslexic moment. I'm not even dyslexic, but I'm just sitting there. I'd go to the bathroom, and I come back, and is it Cyadine? He's like, "No, cyanide." I'm like, "Okay, Cyadine." And then he's like, "No, it's cyanide." I'm like, "Damn it."
You're wait, that kind of
Right, yeah. And then we were like, well, shit, it's copyrighted. And we were looking for names for hours. And then we were just kind of done and bored. We're like, yeah, we're just going to do Cyadine. And at first we're yeah, our band name's Cyadine. I'm what? What's that? And, obviously still people are cyanide. No.
Oh, yeah.
Old people walk up to us and they're like, "Is it Chiadine?"
Yeah. So, yeah. And then people always say is there a meaning?
No, it's just a cool sounding word.
No, our
I
guitarist
just couldn't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a flotsam and jetsam?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then how I came into the fold, I got a call from their neighbor when they just moved in. He was like, "Hey, there's these metal brothers or twins, whatever, that Iron Maiden and Slayer and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll have to jam with them sometime." And then I called Eddie to see what they're about. We had an hour-long phone call, just kind of talked about our intentions with pretty much life. And then we set up a jam date. They came over and jammed, and it clicked. And then I didn't join the band officially for a while because I was in another band at the time called Absolute Anarchy, and I should have joined earlier, but I just was I can't be in two bands. And then there was a point when it was just undeniable, okay, I have to join this band. And then here we are. I'm not in that band anymore, by the way. Oh, Aaron, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I was muting my microphone because we just got to the resort in Orlando. I'm in Florida, by the way. That's why I'm not with them currently.
You're enjoying the microphone.
Aaron,
Yeah. Wait, what?
I was the singer for what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then my voice kind of blew out, and then.
Yeah, it was really weird. I've always been pretty much. I was instantly friends with these guys when I first met them, Benny actually, it's kind of goofy because he was like the one guy that I thought I wouldn't get along with because we were so different. Like because I expected my drummer would get along with him. Like I was kind of new to the whole like metal scene thing. It was like, oh, when people do the same thing, they're usually friends. And but me and Benny got along like really quickly, and then eventually I got along with Noah, and Eddie stopped mean mugging me, and but all around like I got along with everybody, and we all kind of like would message each other every now and then, send something stupid or say something whatever, and then towards the end of December, I was at the gym. It was towards the end of December, and I walked into the gym with my dad. And I got a text from Noah, and he goes, "Hey, would you want to come jam some Cyadine songs? Do you know our stuff?" And I was like, yeah, sure." I was like, "Do you want me to bring a guitar?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm sitting there, and I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, I kind of feel like this is like they might be asking me to, because they've been to my shows, and Noah has always been really nice to me. He always tell me, he'd always tell me like, "Oh, you got such a good voice." And then on the other side of that, he'd always be like, "Man, your voice is so much better than mine. I suck at singing." Like that's all he would ever say to me. And I'm like, "No, man, you're really." I'm like, "No, man, you're really good." And I mean, he's still going to sing on all the stuff too. He's still going to sing on anyway.
Backups.
But yeah, backups. And then I'm just like, okay, I think I kind of know what this is. So I texted Benny, and I was like, "Hey, Noah just asked me if I was going to come and jam stuff." I was like, "So what's going on?" I was like, he's like, "Oh, we just want to jam." I'm like, "Okay, so is it like a audition?" And he's like, "Okay, yeah, it's an audition. Yeah, that's what we're doing." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll come over." Yeah, no, and New Year's Day, literally the first day of the New Year, I had my audition with them, and then after that, we kind of just kept practicing, and we were going to do a show at the Token, and then later that night, another place, and literally right when we got off stage from the Token, I thought, because I was so fucking terrified because I've never been on stage without a guitar, I'm like, they're about to tell me, they're going to be like, "You have no stage presence. Get the fuck out of here. You're fucking terrible." Like, it's like, we can do it without you. Because Noah's got great, stage presence. Shut up. But, and I'm like, and I'm standing up there and I'm like, I don't have anything to hold on to. I'm like, what do I do with my hands? What do I walk? Also, we were kind of close to the edge of the stage. That's kind of my, hey. That was kind of my excuse, was just like, "Oh, I don't have any rooms. I'm just going to stand here." And I got off stage and I'm like, "Oh no, this is where it ends." And then Eddie and Benny walk up to me. And they're like, "Hey, congratulations, you're part of the family," or something like that. Or maybe it was Noah. I remember one of them walked up to me and said that, and I was like, "Oh, cool. All right." And then from then we've kind of just been practicing and gigging, and eventually I will also be recording. I'm the last guy in the studio.
Nice. Yes. It's kind of cool. A very cryptic message for you just to have an audition, even though.
Yeah. Could just say like, "Hey, come in here, and if you suck, go fuck yourself." But they had to make it all like, "Hey, you want to come hang out?"
I was in fire.
Yeah, Aaron. When you
I called you. I called you.
You called me, but I was working in Chicago, and I was with my dad. We had like just got our last customer, and you were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Huh?"
What's going on?
That's like the equivalent if someone asks you what you're doing for the weekend, and if you say you're available, like, "Oh, can you help me move then?"
Yeah. No, it was super scary though, because even though they asked me, and I really like the music they make, because we're all kind of into the same, like, we all have a couple of bands that we all really like. We all shoot out into our own our own niche or whatever we like. But I really wanted to do it, but also it's like I always think that Noah's a good singer, and also they're before. I'm not saying I've enhanced anything. I'm going to be modest, but without me, they're really, really great performers, really great show, really great sound, super tight, super awesome. And I was just like, I really don't want to fuck that up, And then my drummer, my drummer in my band loves all of them and loves their music. I'm in another band called Catharsis, spelled with a K, if you want to Google it, viewers or listeners, whatever. But he really loves all of them, and not only as friends, but also like he learns all their stuff on drums and bass. He learns all the guitar solos. Yeah, he's a really great musician as well. He knows he's just as good as literally all of them at their instruments.
He filled
His
the
name-
one time.
Yeah, he did. I mean, literally, if anyone in this band except me goes down, he's literally gonna walk on stage. I mean, it's just that's why he goes to all the shows. He goes on to the shows to be on standby because he knows all the songs. It's fucking ridiculous.
Right.
It really is. He's a phenomenal musician. His name's Dominic De Leon. But I felt really bad because he's like super in love with them and all their music and knows all shit, whatever. And I was like, I don't really want to tell him that I got asked. Like, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I think if I take this, I might lose my drummer. He's just gonna be like, hey, go fuck yourself. I don't want to be in a band with you anymore. You took my dream job. So that's about it. I talk too much. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, Catharsis is also another great band. People definitely want to check them out. All the social medias and all that stuff. But I know you guys. You got a show coming up May 1st.
Yes.
Is it Mayhem? It's Mayhem. Was it Fest? I
Detroit
forget
Rock
what it
City Mayhem 3.
was. Mayhem 3. There we go. Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of great bands there. A couple friends are going to be. A couple friends bands are going to be there as well. So what can people expect from a Cyadine show coming up May 1st for Mayhem 3?
Well, usually I like to lean over off the side of the stage and punch people in the face when they get too close.
Yeah.
I like to really enforce the social distancing rules, you know. I'm really worried about people getting sick. I wear a latex glove, of course, because I don't want to get it myself.
Other than that, we're playing the whole debut EP, Awaiting the Return, and then a few new ones that are going to be on our future releases that we're working on right now. And
Many
then
singles.
I think this is the first show ever where we're not playing a single cover.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Just all originals. So, and our usual energetic performance and our usual goofiness.
You get diabetes from seeing us. I do that. Get Aaron.
Well, that's great to know. You can show up and get diabetes when you see Cyadine play Mayhem 3 up in Detroit on May 1st. Going to be a killer show. So if anyone in the area wants to see him, make sure to head over for May 1st, Mayhem 3.
What was that?
It's at the Diesel Concert Lounge in 23
Oh.
Mile in Chesterfield,
Yes.
Baltimore.
Very cool venue. I was supposed to see LA Guns there, and it unfortunately keeps getting moved. But
That
maybe
place-
one day.
That place is electric, especially the theater side. The theater side is so cool.
Yeah.
I think we might be playing on that also. This
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So now you know it'll be electric, like more electric than the last one.
Just all electricity everywhere.
Yeah.
Although our last show was still electric, if you ask
Oh
me.
no, it was.
We did our EP release show there in March, even though it came out in September, but with COVID and everything, we finally got, whatever. But it was a super cool show.
Yeah, my originally when it got scheduled, like what was it, like 6 months ago, or
Yeah.
no, it was like a year now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When it originally got
When it originally got scheduled, it was like for November of last year.
Was this
yeah,
supposed to be-
and my
Yeah.
my band was also playing that show, and so when we found out that we were going to do it again, we, as in me with them officially, I said, I had the cojones to say that maybe my band should still play at it.
We were already.
It was a fun night. It was a fun night, though. Oh, okay. Well, I'm
We'll
glad.
never do that again because poor Aaron, 2 sets in a row of the way he sings.
Oh yeah, it was about 10. There was about 10 minutes in between each set. So I got off stage, and one of our good friends, Tony Thompson, he's in another band. He walks up and he goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Are you gonna be able to do that?" And I'm like, I hope so.
I hope
Didn't you throw up before you went on?
Oh yeah, I went upstairs, used the bathroom. Yeah, something came out of more than one hole. It was just a bad time. Really bad stomach problems, man. The stomach was on fire. I don't even know how. I didn't eat anything. I was like so nervous. I was just like, I was like,
hard cider.
yeah. And then I was walking around drinking water, and I didn't even finish the salad. I was just like, I'm gonna throw up. I was like, I can't do this right now. I was like pacing around. I was just nervous because I was like, I knew as soon as the Catharsis set was done, I'm like, then I gotta go to the Cyadine. It's like, what is it? It had like fucking 20 songs. Had to remember all the words, remember all the guitar parts and all that shit. I'm just walking around like having a nervous breakdown.
Hey, but considering the circumstances, you killed it, dude.
Oh, of course. I always do. I always do kill someone. So I came to Florida.
Yeah,
That's why I came to Florida. This isn't a vacation. I'm running.
Well, hey, at least you got better weather than here.
Well, yeah. I had to go through a fucking huge rainstorm on my way to the resort that I'm at right now. It was actually kind of scary. Totally unrelated.
Probably still warmer than here. So.
Oh no, it is. It's like 80 right now. It's been like 80 and cool the whole week. It's actually pretty nice.
It just hit 50 here in Fraser, Michigan.
I'm a lobster here.
It's 40. It's 40 degrees here in South Bend.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's cloudy and cold. And it's like almost May too. That's the thing.
Cool. I might stay here, guys. I'm sorry. You guys are gonna have to do it without me on the first.
We can just
My
do
bad.
virtual performances from now.
Yeah, you'll just be on Zoom while we do a live show.
Yeah.
Yeah, put me up on the projector and play my voice through the thing, and I'll just be sitting in my hotel room just screaming.
Is he okay? Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
What's going on in there? The police just walk into my room. They're like, "What's going on? Who's getting murdered?"
It's like the Jim Morrison when they arrest him on stage, just like.
No, I can explain. It's okay.
You're interrupting my performance, please.
Yeah, we have to Zoom in the lead vocals for this one. That'd be something.
Aaron, you better explain that.
What?
Take the baby out of the hot tub.
That's what I kept saying.
Wait, what?
Oh, one second, guys. I apologize.
It's a story that from him being in Florida. So we got to explain it now, or else we just seem insane.
No.
We probably already do seem insane, but.
Okay, my entire trip to Florida that started last Wednesday, I've been fiending for Chick-fil-A so bad, and my friend walked in here and said that he was going to get it, so he took my order. I'm sorry.
Explain the hot tub baby story.
Oh, okay. So the first night we got up here, we had this. We went out in the hot tub with me and my now both of my parents, my sister, and a couple of close friends of ours, and they have a 1-year-old. And he grabbed his 1-year-old and dipped his feet in the hot tub, whatever. You'll be fine. And we're sitting there, and then this dude who's like dressed up in a security outfit, but he looks like he's in maybe his 60s. You'd expect someone from Florida to have that southern twang to their voice, maybe. No, the dude comes up and he goes, "I'm so sorry about your inconvenience, but the child cannot be in the hot tub, for it will affect his blood pressure." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And I had a few beverages legally because I'm 21 years old. And he was walking away, and he was maybe not even 5 feet away from the hot tub. And I just went, "I'm so sorry about your inconvenience." I just thought it was so funny the way the guy talked. He sounded like John F. Kennedy. Actually, I think I was near the Kennedy Center, but totally unrelated. Sorry. It was really funny, though.
Right on. That's also...
That's definitely a band-related story, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People are going to be like, yeah, those guys are fucking weird. They talk about weird shit. Can't stay on topic.
And their feet.
Well, also, this is the first interview someone actually gave a Chick-fil-A order during mid-interview, so that's pretty cool.
I muted myself, though, and I was honest. I bet you somebody has made an order of some kind, but just didn't tell you.
Probably.
Muted their microphone or something.
They probably drifted off when I was talking about something. They'll go, "Oh, yeah, sure, yeah." As we're getting, like, Uber Eats or something.
The tables have been turned, though. You probably zoned out while I was talking because I've been doing most of it.
You're good.
I did this last time.
I've noticed I have to pay attention to everything.
Fair enough.
Getting back on track. What music have you guys been listening to this week?
Heavy metal.
Shocker.
What? I've been listening to. Well, we just listened to Red Child America yesterday.
Yeah.
I haven't really been. This is the music that moves.
The new 30-06 record.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. It's called One in the Chamber. If you like 70s rock, that's awesome. But I mean that Red Child America, like you said, Overkill, Nuclear Assault, Plasma Jetsam, Rebel Meets Rebel. I always listen. Pantera's always in there.
Soundgarden. I listened to the entirety of Super Unknown yesterday for no reason.
That's James album.
I just laid on a whatever they're called, like a lawn chair out on the deck, and just like took it in, and I was listening to Super Unknown. Just sat there for like an hour.
That's great.
It's a great album.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
One of my favorites.
And then also Gojira, just because I'm
Widowmaker. That's
Widowmaker.
Steve Snyder's band after.
Trivium.
Oh, really?
Trivium. I was about to say Trivium. Yeah. You guys brought that up yesterday, and I was like, shit, I haven't listened to Trivium in like a month.
Well, Tyler Cool showed it to me. And I grabbed him for work the other day because we were short a guy, and he showed it to me, and I was like, shit.
Wait, Tyler Cool, is that the bass player from 313?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The local band 313. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, that one band 313. Yeah.
Yeah, 313. Yeah, they're a pretty cool band. That guy Tyler Cool, the bass player, he's from 313.
yeah.
I believe, 313. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm friends with them.
They have a new single. The 313.
Well, actually,
It's pretty good.
The band's 313, by the way.
No,
Is it 313? I think it is.
Yeah, 313.
that's
All
the area.
spelled out though.
The band's called.
Yeah.
Okay, Shane.
Yeah, no, he's a cool dude. I'm friends with him.
Very nice guy.
All right.
Let's see. This week I've been listening to Frame 42, their new single.
Mhm.
That's good stuff. Listen to Kaleido, their new single. Also from apparently I listen to a lot of Michigan music. Apparently now I
What's wrong
realize.
with that?
It's awesome.
And Rollins Band, I'm listening to a lot.
Yes. Dude.
Yeah, because like I had to do a trip, and like their live albums are like the full disc is like 120 minutes, so they take up the whole 120 minutes
Yeah.
of their live albums. So it's like that's some good driving music.
That's awesome.
Dude, liar.
Oh yeah.
I started Bluetoothing my car every time I went on a long car ride. When COVID first started, I was driving a lot, and I would go on like really long, like hour-long car rides, and I would literally find bands that I really liked and go on YouTube and just Bluetooth my phone to the radio and put on just the live shows. Because I mean, it's pretty much you're listening to a best hits CD with some most likely some improvised like solos or whatever. You know, like if you listen to Alice in Chains, any live performance by Alice in Chains, you're going to get some sort of improvised guitar solo from Jerry Cantrell somewhere in there, or 2 or 3 or 7 or all of them. You know,
Especially
whatever.
the drunk version of Dirt that you know the music
Yeah,
box.
yeah. The just the live. Yeah. That one's awesome.
And White Zombie with just one album, Los Exorcisto.
Yep.
Yes, that's my favorite White Zombie album.
That's the only one. Every other one is like, oh,
That's the only album that ever like was written by them.
it's very true.
There's
yeah.
no other
No,
album.
not a single one.
There are no other ones, just that one.
Yeah, no, White Zombie's really good, especially Los Exorcisto. Damn good album again. I haven't listened to Rob's new album, whatever. It's some very
That's
long
it.
name that I can't remember.
I don't like any of Rob's solo stuff. I mean, like Living Dead Girl, like the hits that are on the radio, they're okay. But as far as like combining like techno and industrial with like rock, I can't. I love Rob's voice though, which is why I like White Zombie.
Those guitar riffs too. Like they were heavy. They were driving.
Soul Crusher.
Oh yes.
His voice and his singing and speaking voice are so different.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to him talk to Joe Rogan? That whole interview, I clicked on it, and as soon as he started talking, I'm like, "What?" It's like that's what his voice sounds like. I didn't expect that.
Joe Rogan fanatics.
Oh yeah, Joe Rogan's perfect, best interviewer ever. Second to you, of course.
I listened to a little bit of
I appreciate that, but I'm not as good as Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan on the phone.
Yeah, he sounds like this. I've been listening to a little bit of Volbeat here and there because his voice sounds like they took the Swedish Chef from the Muppets.
Yep.
And like, it's so funny.
Changed like that one audio on TikTok. Because first it started out as a joke, but then I actually liked it.
Oh, no. Trust me. No.
First, the feet thing started out as a joke, but now
Now I'm
you started to like it.
I am. Volbeat.
Oh no.
I've been listening to.
Bork.
Guys,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good. It's your interview. I'm just hosting it.
Also, there's a
kinda hard to hear
delay.
you over the iPad. We're sorry.
There's also a delay. So like every time somebody starts talking, someone else starts talking. They're both like,
Yeah, that's the nice beauty of technology. That there's always a delay when people talk.
oh yeah.
That's why I love doing in-person interviews, but obviously you can't do that since that costs a lot of money to actually meet everybody and travel. So.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I thought you were gonna say because of COVID. I was gonna say, well, you just sit 6 feet away from each other. Wear masks. Wear a mask so while we're talking. Just
Yeah, no, mostly money thing because I would like to meet everyone I've interviewed. I think it'd be pretty cool, but also my bank account says no.
fair enough.
We'll do one day. We'll do it in person with you.
Oh yeah. Well, once I get like huge.
Yeah.
We'll do it at the Diesel.
No, definitely not. Honestly, my goal is to one day meet everyone I've interviewed. So hopefully that'll happen eventually.
Cool.
My dream one day is to meet you, Mr. Matthew.
That makes one person. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna wrap up this interview with like 35 minutes, almost 35 minutes. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Really enjoyed chatting with you guys. I do got one more thing before I let you guys go. What can we expect from Cyadine for the rest of this year?
Oh, that's a
Some
great
new
question.
material.
Yeah.
New music,
New music. Yeah.
new singer, new music, more harmonies, more melodies, more guitar riffs and guitar solos, drums and bass. Things recorded in a studio.
Because we're kicking Aaron out next week.
Yes. The new guy who's not in the band yet.
I got inside scoop.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're out of here.
Dominic De Leon, the new singer. You can expect him next year.
We're recording
Yeah.
at Pearl Sound Studios.
Yeah. Chuck Elkazian and Jason Hartless, who's Ted
Yeah.
Nugent's drummer.
Both very handsome.
Yes, very handsome,
Oh,
very
yes.
awesome.
The most handsome men I've ever seen in my life.
In fact, later tonight, me and Eddie, and I think Shane's coming, we're all going to go, because me and Eddie are recording guitars to finish. We got like 5 songs going right now.
Yeah, we got 3
So-
more to go.
Just a bunch of singles coming out, hopefully, in the later half of this year. Hopefully.
And if they fuck up, I'll obviously have to go in and re-record all of it. So we have that to look forward to. Not only am I the singer, but also I am the lead bass player and guitar player. And also, Yeah.
Lead bass.
I play lead bass. I pretty much take all of Shane's bass and I play back over it.
You're gonna pull Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up Billy Corgan on this one and record everything with terrible equipment and make it sound phenomenal.
For now.
Just as a closing statement, I am not as good at any of them at any of their instruments.
The disclaimer.
Yeah. Just so somebody's like, does he actually do that? And like, no, I do not. They're all very, very talented, beautiful men.
You don't get fact checked on here, so you could have just rolled with that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything.
Like, wow, Aaron does a really good job. I hope they don't kick him out. It'd be a really good move now because this stuff sounds way different than the EP. So it'd be, I could get away with it if I wanted to. But I won't.
Part of the shows are when Aaron plays all the instruments at the same time. That's my favorite.
My favorite part is when I take everyone's instruments out of their hands one at a time and play them.
It's because he's constantly rehearsing for his audition for 313.
I am.
Yep.
I'm going to join 313 one day, I promise you. I'm going to be their lead triangle player.
No, it's electric triangle.
Electric triangle, yeah. I take one of those mixer things that has the 2 prongs on it that spin and just hit it with one of those. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that now.
Get 313 on the phone. I'll do it.
Aaron.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No, you're good. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me again. The winner of the Super Cool Battle of the Bands, you're actually going to hear them tomorrow on my April 30th Super Show. You get to hear them. They'll be actually closing the show with their songs, so that'll be awesome. Thank you guys so much for Cyadine, which is Benny, Eddie, Shane, Noah, and Aaron. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me.
This is our EP. Check that out.
So is this? Wait, which way?
I also have our EP. Oh, no, I don't.
Marshall.
But thank you guys so much. I'm Matthew Thomas. You have been watching Super Cool Radio.